Hello, hello. This video is essentially an introduction to the StanRichson Document. We're going to read through its introduction section and just kind of point out what we're going to be doing with this document and how it's going to affect the channel. We're kicking off a pretty long-term community project with this one. The goal is for this document to kind of be the foundation for the direction we take in this channel, not only in what it sets up, the type of work that we have to do in order to actually complete it. This video is also going to be kicking off a read through of part 1, which we have completed. So just to give a quick overview, the document has 3 parts. Currently the first part is completely drafted. It's what I've been working on for the past year. And then to come is part 2 and part 3, and we'll get into what each of those parts have. This video is going to be starting off a read through of what we do have. I wanted to get a introduction out there just to give everyone the idea of what we're going to be tackling. Okay, so let's get into the reading. So this document tackles a pretty large, ambitious scope. Here's the question that we're trying to solve throughout this whole thing. What are we doing here? What are we doing with our lives? What should we be doing? These are questions we all must confront at some point. It seems that in one way or another, each of us wants something out of our life. While our individual desires may vary, most of us share a common sense that we want our lives to have value, to feel meaningful, emotionally rewarding, and morally good. We want to grow, contribute, and feel fulfilled in what we do, but figuring out how to achieve such a life is not always clear. If we want to live in a way that is sustainable, purposeful, and fulfilling, the real question becomes, what should we do with our time, right now and every day? Should we focus on advancing our careers or strengthening our relationships? How do we balance personal goals with contributing to something greater than ourselves? What actions will lead to a sense of genuine purpose and satisfaction? This document explores how we can navigate the challenge of living a fulfilling, purposeful life by creating a practical framework grounded in understanding the world, our freedom, and the choices that lead to meaningful outcomes. So this thesis here encompasses the entire document. This is what parts 1, 2, and 3. This is what we're going to be tackling within this document. So the challenge of choosing a path. Determining what to do with our lives often feels overwhelming. Life presents us with countless decisions. Should I take a new job or stay where I am? How can I improve my relationships or better support the people I care about? Is it more important to focus on personal happiness or make sacrifices for a greater cause? Without a clear process to guide our choices, it's easy to feel paralyzed by uncertainty or trapped in indecision. Freedom, as we often perceive it, is the absence of barriers, the ability to choose, to move, to think. Yet the true challenge of freedom lies in how we use it. Without purpose or direction, freedom can feel hollow, even overwhelming. To chart a sustainable path for our lives, we need a framework that helps us make decisions confidently and effectively, whether those decisions are about daily priorities, long-term aspirations, or navigating complex moral dilemmas. Our goal is to create a flexible guide that leads us toward a life that feels meaningful, emotionally rewarding, and morally sound. So here we go, the overarching thesis. At the core of this exploration is the idea that our understanding of the world shapes our sense of possibility, values, and aspirations. It affects the freedom we perceive, the range of choices and capabilities available to us. So this thesis is what we will essentially explore and justify in part 1, which we currently have. While life's challenges, uncertainty, suffering, and complexity are inevitable, a strong foundation in understanding enables us to face them with purpose and resilience. Our mission is to create a framework that clarifies where we are, reveals what's possible, and guides us in navigating the choices we face. By combining insights from empirical science, philosophy, and lived experience, we aim to uncover tools that empower us to make better decisions and live intentionally. So this is another thesis of part 1. So here's the part layout. How we will approach this document. This document is designed to be systematic, accessible, and actionable. It unfolds in 3 parts. Part 1, understanding the world and our freedom within it. We begin by exploring the world as we experience it, examining how our perception and underlying understanding is shaped. From there, we consider how we can deliberately frame our experience to act intentionally. So that is what we have drafted. We have accomplished that. We are outlining part 2 currently, practical strategies for identifying and achieving our goals. Building on this foundation, we develop strategies to effectively identify and pursue our values and goals. These tools are intended to help us bridge the gap between our aspirations and the realities we face. And then part 3, we have yet to start and probably won't start for a little while. Living a fulfilling and moral life. Finally, we explore how to apply these strategies to cultivate a life that is not only meaningful and emotionally rewarding, but also rooted in a strong moral foundation. Okay, so we strive to ensure that the ideas are clear, practical, and relevant to our daily lives. This document is intended as a living resource, one that evolves with our understanding and remains flexible in navigating life's inevitable uncertainties and challenges. Therefore, we commit to continuously iterating on and improving this framework as we refine our collective insights and respond to ongoing feedback. Join us in this collaborative effort to make sense of our lives, navigate the world's complexities, and uncover what it means to live well and with purpose. So the reason why I say that this document is going to be a foundation for this community and what we do on this channel is because the goal is for the community to immerse themselves in this content and to take some ownership and to start providing feedback that does affect the trajectory of the development of this document. There's certainly a lot to be improved with what we currently have written, and there's certainly a lot of influence to be given on the direction of part 2 and part 3. Just to make clear, the goal of this document is to be accessible and practical for anyone regardless of their situation. Certainly the document's going to cover material that might be not interesting or over some people's heads. And it's going to be my job to create content that makes that material more accessible and fun. Okay, to summarize what we just went over, the document's got 3 parts. The first part is completed, understanding our world and our freedom within it. Developing practical tools will be part 2, future work. We're talking practical tools for how to learn more effectively, how to identify our goals, what actually leads to our ability to pursue those goals. And then part 3, of course, is going to be the main goal down the road. It will take a while to get through part 2 and part 3. It took me a little bit over a year to get through part 1. So I imagine that it's going to take a while for part 2 and part 3. The why of part 1. The introduction sets ambitious goals. Part 1 is the essential first step. Before we can figure out what to do, we first have to understand how we understand the world and what freedom we actually have within it. That's the entire goal of part 1. So a look ahead at the thesis of part 1, the core idea we are building is our understanding of the world fundamentally shapes our sense of possibility, our values, and our aspirations. So in order to identify and pursue our goals, we need to have a strong understanding of how we understand where we are, what we're pursuing, what freedom we have in actually pursuing it. All right, the document's framing. The document is written as an exploration, building its argument over time. In these videos, we'll be more direct about what the main takeaways are. However, in the document, it's you're really just building throughout. And so it's not that I start with a thesis and then justify the thesis. It's really we try to start with what we have and then build from there and see what we discover along the way. And then the use of we, I use the phrasing we as opposed to I, just to reflect this collaborative, community-focused spirit of the project. Hopefully the we becomes a reality in terms of how many people actually contribute to what we're saying in this document. All right, a work in progress, just to make this crystal clear. Part 1 is complete, but it is not static. It's a living document. Areas for improvement are certainly there. We're going to try to improve while we do this read through. We want to strengthen the flow and the transitions, make it more clear why I organized part 1 the way I did. We want to add more sources and references to be completely transparent. This is a huge weakness currently of part 1. It needs more references to justify all of the empirical science I add in there. And so, yeah, your feedback is welcome on the content, on the format, both of the document, of this video, etc. Please let me know. So what's next? Our next video will begin the deep dive into the first section of part 1. And yeah, join the conversation, follow the journey. Check out the trailer video of this channel to see where to follow us and everything. I'll probably throw stuff in the description as well. So yeah, thank you very much, and have a good rest of the day.